Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. So today's topic is state diagram. So outline of today's lecture is introduction of state diagram, why it is used, what is the purpose of it, notations used in state diagram, activities, events and actions in state diagram, then the substates or the composite state, the purpose of it in state diagram, and then the summary of the lecture. State diagram focuses on state changes in just one object. State icon shows name of state and can hold activities as well. So a transition can occur in response to an event, and as a result of event action may occur, and as a result of action object goes from one state to another state. So a transition can occur because of a particular condition which we call a guard condition, that is a Boolean condition. So state diagram helps understand behavior of objects in a system. In short, state diagram shows behavior of object throughout set of use cases. Through state diagram you can show behavior of a subsystem or a system as a whole. The UML symbol used in state diagram, the icon for a state is a rounded rectangle, and the symbol for transition is solid line with a arrowhead. So solid line with arrowhead represents transition from one state to another. So the starting of the diagram is a solid circle, represents starting point, and the bull's eye represents the end point. So this is another way to represent a state, in which here in place of name the state name is mentioned, and here the activities are mentioned. So you can subdivide a state icon into areas that show the state name and activities as well. So there are various kinds of activities you can mention in a state. So state diagram can have activities. There are three categories of activities: entry activity, exit activity, and do activity. So entry activity is the one what happens when an object or a system enters the state. For example, the diagram shows a fax machine state diagram. So its state is faxing and idle. So the activities inside faxing and idle state are mentioned. So entry activity represents what happens when the system enters the some particular state. Exit activity is what happens while a system leaves the state. And do activity what happens while a system or an object is in some particular state, or when its particular state is active. So the diagram shows the state diagram of a fax machine. The states are faxing and idle. So when it is in faxing state, the fax machine engages in activities of adding a date stamp and time stamp to the fax, and adding its phone number and name of its owner. So it's while the machine is in faxing state, its entry activity, exit activity, and do activities are mentioned in this box. So entry activity is key in remote fax number. So as a result of this, the object will be in this state. Exit activity is when the object completes these activities which are mentioned in the do with do symbol. So do and hash sign represent the activities that will happen when the object is in faxing state. So add date stamp, timestamp, add phone number, add owner, pull pages through, and paginate are the activities. So while the object is in idle state, the fax machine presents the date and time on a display. So this diagram shows states of a fax machine with activities mentioned inside each state. So adding details to transition events and actions. So the diagram is about graphical user interface. So for the moment we assume three states of graphical user interface, that is initializing, working, and shutting down. So these are the three states we considered in graphical user interface example. So this is the transition. So as a result of transition, object goes from one state to another. You can label transitions as well. This is, you can say, optional. So as a result of trigger, transition occurs from one state to another. So when you turn your PC on, boot up take place. So turning the PC on is a triggering event. Turning the PC on, this is a triggering event that causes the GUI to transition to initializing state. And boot up is an activity that takes place during this state. Fine. So as a result of activity in the initializing state, which is boot up, the GUI transitions into the working state. So when you choose to shut down the PC, you generate a trigger event, that is shutdown, that causes the GUI to shutting down state. So it's not necessary to mention all the entry, exit, and do activities in each state. So wherever it applies, you can mention. So as a result of shutting down state, the PC turns off. So if you see here, there is no event mentioned. So such type of transition is called triggerless transition, in which there is no event mentioned or no event occurs. इससे पहले boot up की activity complete हुई, and as a result of this, the object transition from initializing to the working state without an event. So such transition is called triggerless transition. So this diagram in this we have added, in this diagram we have added another state, that is screen saving state. So if enough time passes without any user input, as you know, the GUI transitions from the working state into you can say a screen saving state. So the time so this timeout is the guard condition mentioned in the brackets. Guard condition is a Boolean condition which evaluates true or false. So it can be some time, it can be a call, it can be a signal. Fine. So in this case it is a time interval which can be 15 seconds or 15 minutes. As a result of this, the GUI transitions from working to screen saving state. So when the GUI transition from screen saving back to working state as a result of some keystroke or mouse movement. ठीक है जी, अगर आप कुछ की प्रेस करते हैं या माउस मूवमेंट करते हैं तो योर सिस्टम गोज बैक फ्रॉम द स्क्रीन सेविंग टू द वर्किंग स्टेट. सो इन दिस डायग्राम we have added another state which is screen saving state, and we have mentioned guard condition. Guard condition we mention in square brackets, which is a Boolean condition. So in this case the timeout is, you can say, 15 minutes. So if there is no activity, the GUI transitions from working to screen saving state, and when some activity happens, for example keystroke or mouse movement, the GUI transitions back from screen saving to working state. So this the state diagram for GUI with the screen saving state and a guard condition. So now the substates. So substates can be sequential and concurrent. So sequential substates are the one which occurs one after another, एक के बाद दूसरी occur होती है. So in this diagram, if you recap the previous diagram, there was a working state. Fine. So when the GUI is in working state, several substates can be there. So the substates in the working state can be awaiting user input, then registering user input, if user inputs something, registering user input, and then visualizing or displaying user input. So user input, where is the highlighter? So user input triggers the transition from awaiting to registering substate. Activities within registering transition the GUI into visualizing. So after the third state, the GUI goes back, as you can see the back arrow. So GUI goes back to the awaiting user input state. So these are the sequential substates which occurs one after another. So if a state has some substates inside it, the state will be called composite state. Fine. If a state can have substates inside it, the state is called composite state. So next is the concurrent substates. So concurrent, as the name indicates, occurs at the same time. So if you see, when the GUI is in working state, it's not just waiting for the user input, it's also watching, displaying you the system clock as well at the same time while it is awaiting for user input. So it also displaying system time, and after some guard condition is over, interval over, after some specified time, it is updating the display. Fine. So for example, an application might include an on-screen clock that the GUI has to update. So in this case, the GUI is not just awaiting for user input but also displaying system clock at the same time. So these activities occur in parallel, in simultaneously. So the concurrent activities you show with dotted line between them. The dotted line indicates that these states are parallel. So concurrent substates proceed at the same time. A dotted line separates concurrent substates. Fine. So summary of the lecture is: state diagram captures state change of an object. You can use state diagram to show object behavior throughout a set of use cases. You can show a subsystem behavior with the help of state diagram, or you can say, or you can use state diagram to show behavior of system as a whole. So it helps analysts, designers and developers understand the behavior of objects in a system. So this is the end of today's lecture. Thank you.